You're hung, drawn and quartered if you commit treason against your nation.
Yeah.
So, it's what is going on here is an abomination, a travesty.
The world has changed forever as a result of the pandemic era. It means that new figures have emerged. Tucker Carlson used to be a fresh-faced and plucky Fox News commentator. Now he is one of independent media's most significant voices. Conor McGregor was happy to choke people unconscious for millions of dollars and hurl bottles at Khabib's bus in Vegas. Now Conor McGregor, because the political landscape has changed so radically, could become the president, or TSAC. I'm never confident in that Irish word, of the Republic of Ireland. Whether or not this happens, what we can certainly say is that globalism and its peculiar mass migration movements and its attempts to demonize native populations appears to be under attack because of the rise of independent media, and now because of the rise of new political figures coming from the popular culture, where of course populism would find its leaders. Let's have a look at this conversation between Conor McGregor and Tucker Carlson. Let's look at the unique history of Ireland, particularly when it comes to a subject like migration, and whether or not it's okay for us to have leaders that haven't been through the usual academic and bureaucratic routes that fashions them and their minds into something that amounts to a funnel for the agenda of the powerful. Would you ever vote for Conor McGregor? Let me know in the comments and chat over on Rumble.
I've only been here 2 days, but I'm a little bit confused by it, because Ireland is not like the United States in that you have an indigenous population of Celtic people called the Irish, who've been here since the beginning of known history. And so it's not like you were invaders. You were also never a colonial power. You never invaded anybody else. You didn't have overseas colonies. Mm-hmm. You just kind of stayed on your island and brewed alcoholic beverages and...
the best brewery in the land. Not to be. Yeah.
Listen, it was given, you never bothered anybody.
Yeah.
You don't have any national crimes to atone for. So I come here to Dublin, your biggest city, and not one advertisement on any public space has Irish people in it.
Yeah.
And it's clearly part of the same propaganda campaign.
Yeah.
Like, make white people hate themselves, make white people feel ashamed to be white people are criminals. It's like, okay, but why would they, who's doing that to you and why? Like, what is that?
I feel since the turn of the crash, our government elite have been accosted into full-time globalist traitors of Ireland. And they take their orders from above. And it is not even them. They are being ordered, and the orders are coming down onto the people, and the people have no say. Our culture is being erased.
Ashella in the locals chat points out that Ireland, to a degree, is a tax haven. Is it true that a lot of big businesses, in fact global tech companies, register in Ireland?
You know,
and you have a very distinct 1,000-year-old or older culture that's based on Irishness, the indigenous population of the island that we're on right now.
Maybe, and thanks for the correction in the chat. Taoiseach and president are different roles. Thank you. I kind of had that at the edge of my mind. Thanks for educating me live.
The indigenous population of the island that we're on right now, and they're being replaced at super high speed. So you have said immigration is treason, mass migration, and they're being replaced at super high speed. So you have said immigration is treason, mass migration is treason. Describe the scale of it to Ireland and its effects.
Well, in the olden days, my family, the McGregor clan, treason is you're hung, drawn and quartered if you commit treason against your nation.
Yeah.
So, it's what is going on here is an abomination, a travesty. And it cannot continue for much longer. As you said, we are an island unto ourselves, a small island, and we are being governed by a small people who are in turn being governed by another minute group of people, and it must stop, and that's it.
There's an interesting inflection in the advance of globalism, that Ireland has been tarnished in the same way that former colonial powers like Britain have been, when their history suggests that they don't bear the same burden that a nation like Britain does, because Ireland were never a colonial power. Ireland never did inflict their ideology on nations around the world or exploit the resources of far-flung continents. Ireland has toiled under the yoke of British rule for a long while. Now, when you see someone like Conor McGregor and his kind of easy charisma, but also the fact that he's not someone that's been highly educated. He didn't go to Trinity College. He didn't get groomed and hasn't been through the passages and controls that usually people in positions of political power are subject to. Makes me feel like, man, a lot of us have really embedded into our own perspective kind of class-conscious motifs, like if someone talks like that, they shouldn't be in charge. We kind of feel that we should be governed by people that are kind of sneering and contemptuous, that speak to us either nasally or from some haughty podium or plinth elevated way above us. I feel like, and have felt for some time, that the online media space means the kind of end of that type of elitism. People are terrified of populism because of the 20th century, because of the rise of communism and, in particular, I suppose, fascism. That when folk movements emerge, where people start to feel kind of empowered and emboldened, when the blood and the soil start to meet, when people start to feel like, yeah, we don't need to be controlled by this globalist elite, that it's a frightening thing, obviously, for the globalist elites. Even something like the Pete Hegseth story earlier shows that there are these sort of nebulous interests that want to discredit even people in positions of significant power to ensure that a global agenda of perpetual war can be met. At a lower level, in a country like Ireland, who don't have the kind of significant impact or resources or influence that the great nation of America has, you still see that there's a generalized attempt to prevent someone like Conor McGregor getting traction. I wonder what it will be like to see new, populist leaders emerge and a different type of power governing Ireland. It's not unlikely that there will be challenges and contradictions and stumbles along the way. But why wouldn't you have people that are sons of the soil, people that really care about Ireland viscerally, as figureheads for a new type of politics? Certainly I wouldn't shut that stuff down just on the basis that, oh, well, he didn't go to the right university. I'd resist that pretty powerfully. The flavoured air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking, and for good reason. It's a whole new movement towards better habits led by today's sponsor, Fume. We all have bad habits, but what if I told you there's a better alternative, something enjoyable that you can take with you anytime? Fume is an award-winning flavoured air device. No vapour, no nicotine, just natural flavour. Brings flavour to your mouth, not your lungs. Use it anywhere. No smoke, no vapour, no stems, no seeds, no sticks, no restrictions. 100% nicotine-free, no chemicals, no addiction. Non-toxic flavours, a guilt-free alternative with natural ingredients. No batteries, no charging, just pick it up and go. A fraction of the cost of vaping or smoking. Save money while making a better choice. Fume has lots of delicious flavours to choose from, like crisp mint, orange vanilla. Physiology shows stopping a bad habit using cold turkey is very hard on your brain. Fume works by replacing your hand-to-mouth fixation, calming nervous tension through fidgeting, and distracting you from your bad habit with delicious flavours. Go to tryfume.com/Russell Brand or scan the QR code and use code Russell Brand to get your free Fume topper when you order your journey pack today. Delicious flavoured air instead of whatever it was you were doing instead before. Fume, minty or orangey, but in any event, delicious. Here he is talking about the end of the era of the professional politician.
I am of the belief that the era of the politician must end. It must come to an end. It has proven unfruitful, and that is clear as day by the statistics and by what we see around us. It is straight chancery, and our appointed ministers have no history in the roles that they are appointed to. Our Minister of Finance has no history in accounting. Our Minister of Health has no history in the health industry. Our Minister of Education was never a school teacher. As an example. It is straight chancery we are dealing with. The era of the politician must end, Tucker.
You know, I feel like they've kind of coached us into hating ourselves for a long while now. Wherever you live in the world, it's likely you live in a culture that either loathes you, that wants to undermine you on the basis of your class or your race, or if you don't, if you're part of a protected group, even the affection and apparent reverence afforded to you, I believe, is exploitative and disingenuous. This is a really interesting time, I believe. We're involved in a spiritual war, and we're going to need spiritual resources and spiritual armory in order to endure it. McGregor finishes on, I feel like a little bit of bombast and hyperbole. Let's have a look at this. I've not watched this before, but here he is issuing some kind of warning. And it's difficult, if you've ever seen Conor McGregor fight, not to take him seriously when he issues threats.
Delegate, and then off they go on their merry way after running riot on Ireland. And, you know, zero accountability of doing so. And it's no more. I'm not sure where people think they will go in this small island. You will not destroy Ireland and be free to walk away. And that is a fact.
There he is, Conor McGregor. Whether or not he's intellectually educated to the point where he can run vast bureaucracies, emotionally and intuitively, he is in tune with the soil of his land. And I think many of us are sick and tired of a bureaucratic and managerial class managing us down, telling us that we will own nothing and be happy, telling us that there's something shameful and disgusting embedded in us, without telling us that we are broken and fallen, yes, but we rise again because he rose on our behalf, that there's nothing we can do to achieve salvation, but our salvation has been achieved for us, without giving us any optimism or any hope or any vision or any clarity. I feel like the emergence of new populist leaders is a very, very beneficial and beautiful thing, and the rise of nationalism, as long as it's a nationalism founded in love, not hate, is an advance that we must support and join wherever we are. New confederacies, new organisations and new opposition to corrupt globalist powers. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.